Hi guys, today we're gonna be talking about bronzing your face. All right, so today I wanted to come on here and I wanted to talk to you guys about bronzing your face. This was something that was brought up during my live wig show by Kim and requested by her, and a couple other people have asked me about this. So I really just kind of wanted to give you guys the 411, 101, all the information I can give you on contouring, and in particular contouring to make your face look a little bit more sun-kissed without having to put on any type of self-tanner or anything like that. And I'm also gonna gear this bronzing towards bronzing to go with wearing a wig as well, because there is a little bit of, I'm gonna do the extra steps that I take when I'm wearing a wig, because there is some bronzing that you wanna do when you're gonna wear a wig, more so like right in this area here to kind of help also blend the hairline of the wig as well with the bronzer. So we're gonna go through this, and you can do all of these steps even if you just are not, like if you're not wearing wigs, that's fine. This is still a great video for you just to get an idea of how to really bronze your face to give you more of a sun-kissed kind of glow. And then I will do kind of the other steps at the end to show you how you can do this to also help with your wig wearing. So the first thing you want to do when you are bronzing is you want to find a bronzer. One thing I do recommend is if you are very, very fair skinned and you don't want a crazy drastic color difference, instead of going with a bronzer, you can always go with, I have a couple things over here so I can show you guys different types of bronzers and stuff that are out there. But instead of going with an actual true bronzer, if you're a little nervous about going like with a really dark shade and you want something a little bit more subtle, you can always go with more of a actual powder and just go like 3 or 4 shades darker than your normal skin tone. So this here is a little bit darker than my skin tone. So if I wanted to just give myself just a touch more color without really anyone noticing that I maybe have makeup on, I would do something like this instead of a true bronzer. Now, I love bronzer and I love contouring and I am addicted to it. It's a problem. So I usually tend to go towards the actual bronzer route. With bronzer, again, you kind of want to go along with your skin tone. So sometimes I do wear self-tanner and a much tanner, and I would go with like a darker bronzer, like something like this, which is very dark. And if I wore this right now, I would look really ridiculous. Or another option is there are a lot of bronzer palettes out there, and this is kind of what I recommend because you might get more sun one week than another. Your skin might change just like it does with like foundation and stuff. So if you go with something like this, it's shiny and new, because I had to get a new one because I am addicted to this palette. And oh gosh, see, that was a little thing. This is my second one of these and it's nice and shiny and new. But the nice thing about this is it has a lot of different shades in it. So no matter if I'm tan, I can use this one here, and then you know, so on and so forth. I can use these here. And then these 2 shades here are just for highlighting your face, which we won't be using today. You can watch, I do have highlighting, contouring, and blush video that we can go ahead and link here for you guys. And you can watch that. And that really goes more into depth of actually contouring, which is not really what we're doing today. We're gonna bronze it. They're different. And I think that a lot of times people don't realize that contouring and bronzing are 2 different things. When you contour, you're actually sculpting your face. When you're bronzing, you're bringing more color to your face. So something like this is great. There's lots of different ones out there. Tarte in particular has a lot of different ones. They've got little small mini ones. They have like all-in-one ones that have, you know, everything that you would need in here. And they have lots of them that have different shades, which I always recommend because then you don't have to go out and buy a bunch of individual ones if your skin color is changing. All right, so you need something like this, which we're gonna be using this one today. And this is the Park Avenue Princess palette from Tarte. And I'll link it below for you guys. That way you can go and find it easily on Tarte's website. And they always have promotions and promo codes and stuff going on. So just make sure I know like if you sign up with them, you get 10% off or something. So just make sure that you check all those out. I am all about the promo codes all the time. And you're also going to want, there's a couple ways you can go with this. So any type of kind of fluffy brush. You don't want it to be too dense. This brush is a little bit more on the dense side. This is gonna apply a lot more color to your face. This is going to, this is a little bit more of a loose brush here. This is gonna apply a little bit less color, be a little bit lighter, but you're still gonna have more control with this brush versus this brush here. I like to use this brush for like my neck area and things like that, because you do wanna kind of bring the bronzing down here. Otherwise you're gonna have like color and then paleness. So we are gonna use a combination of this brush here, and I'm gonna use this brush here. And like I said, it's just a nice fluffy powder brush. And then this is also powder brush as well. It's just a very large powder brush. And then this brush here is by Beauty Creations, and it's their powder brush that they have. It comes in a set, and you actually can win this set in my makeup giveaway that I am doing, and we'll put that little link right here for you guys. That video, or that giveaway, ends on November 15th. So make sure you go over there, check it out, enter, and then you have a chance to actually win this brush in the full set that comes with it. And it's like, they're really pretty. They have like this sparkly, you know, I'm a sucker for glitter, and that's literally why I bought it. And the brushes are actually really good. We need this brush, and we're gonna do this. So what you really wanna do, like I said, is we're adding color. We're not contouring. So when you contour, you're really going heavy in on the color here, here, all around here, all this area here, and you're really chiseling out and sculpting your face. And with bronzing, like I said, we're doing a much subtler coloring of our face to just give us more of a glow. So I'm gonna go in, because I am pretty pale right now, I'm gonna go in with this princess cut one right here. But especially with bronzing, you don't want a lot of product on there. You can always add more, but if you put too much on to start with, you can't get rid of it and you have to start over again. And like, I already have my foundation, my concealer, and my setting powder and my setting spray on. So the base of my face is done. I also have a video for that too. If you're new to makeup and you're really kind of wanting to start from the beginning, I have a base of your face tutorial like that just really goes in depth on how to apply the foundation and all that stuff. And you can check that out. We'll link that as well for you guys. But for this, I've already done all of that so that we can just go straight into bronzing. So the first thing I like to do when I'm bronzing is I like to go pretty much around the whole outline of my face. So I'm gonna start up here. I usually like start at my temple, and I don't know why, but I always like start here with my lovely widow's peak that I have happening here. And I'm just taking this and I'm just going in like, you can go circular motions or how like side by side and circle is kind of what I do a combination of. And you're just applying that color, grabbing some more. And like I said, you're just going in really light. As you are brushing it on and blending it in, you want it to kind of come down. So it's gonna you're gonna see a color change from about here to here. You don't wanna do it too small, otherwise it's gonna look really strange and it's not gonna give you as much of a glow that you're looking for. And it also helps if you keep it out of this area here. It helps highlight this area, which also gives more of an illusion of a color as well. So we're just going in, tapping, and we're just hitting this whole area, and we're just blending really well. Like you don't want, like with contouring, you really can kind of see like a line here. You blend in the line, but you can really tell a difference from the contour shade to here. With this, it's just supposed to be really subtle. And then I would go over, after I bronze, I would go over to contour if I wanted to with a darker shade, but I'm not gonna do that. So we're just, again, following this line. Sorry, I have crazy sideburns. We're following this line down, and we're still gonna come and kind of like, we're gonna come here where our jawline is, but then we're also gonna bring it down into the neck area. And the reason you wanna do that is, like I said, you don't wanna have like, oh, she has a really nice sun-kissed look, but her neck is like translucent, and that just looks weird. So just make sure when you're doing this, you kind of want to bring it down. I always try to bring it down. If you look here where you have the lines in between your actual like esophagus area, you want to bring it down here and blend it in this area. You don't necessarily have to come all the way in your whole neck because that'll look strange too. So I usually leave this area alone, and I really just bring it down and blend it down into here. And this is a step too, like, and this is where if you're not wanting to contour, but you're wanting to give yourself a little bit of some color here, you can come in where you would contour, which would be the top part of your ear in here, and just light circular motions and just bring it down to, this is like, if you take your finger to the tip of your nose right here, you want to stop here. You don't want to come all the way to your mouth or it's going to look weird. So you want to stop right here. Kind of like where the ball of my cheek ends. And we're just, and like I said, with contouring, you're like going to be really bringing in the color here. Here, we're just kind of going in circular motions and just being very light about it. Because we don't want, and I always like, when the whole time I'm doing this, you'll see me coming back down to my neck. I kind of just take whatever's left on the brush and come in with it just to slowly lighten this up without doing it too much. I also am going to take this brush one more time and I'm just going to come right here on the side and the side very lightly just to give a little bit of color right there in the center of my face so this whole area doesn't just look like I have nothing on it. And then I always hit like right here on my chin just to give me a little bit more color. And then the tip of my nose. Okay. And then the next thing you want to do, just to kind of blend this in just a little bit more, make it just a little bit more subtle, look a little bit more natural, is you want to take a kabuki brush here. And we're just going to take this and we're going to go over with no product on it. We're just going to go over that same area that we were in and just really give us another good like buff and blend. Just to help. And that, honestly, that's it. Like, it's not crazy complicated. It does not take a long time. You can really go in with this brush and just kind of keep blending until you feel like it's enough. If you go in and blend and you feel like you need more, you can always go back to the first step, add some more, go back to the brush and just kind of add until you're happy with what you have. And as you can see, because I brought it down to my neck, you don't see this like harsh line here and then nothing here. It just kind of blends in. You can also just take this brush if you're wearing a lower cut shirt, like let's just say your shirt's like a V-neck or something like that, you would follow the same steps. Just bring your bronzer in here in this area more and blend it, and that'll just help bring it in so that any of the skin that is showing, it's not going to look weird. The other thing I would do too, and this is depending on your hair and your hairstyle, is you also sometimes might want to take a little bit of that product again. And this is kind of where like this brush would come into handy because I really don't want a lot of product at all. But you can also take this and just kind of give your ears a little brush. And that just kind of helps too with like the subtleness of like your ears look like they're translucent, but you have color here that looks weird. So I just kind of go in like this. Usually if I'm like not wearing a wig or something, or if I'm going to wear my hair up, or I'm doing an updo or something like that, and my ears going to be showing, I'll just go in like that too. Because the whole point is to make it look like you're not wearing a ton of makeup on your face, but you have color to your face and you don't just look one-dimensional and pale. The last step that that I wanted to talk to you guys about, and this is more geared towards bronzing to help with like the hairline on wigs. And so if you are not a wig wearer, this is kind of where you can stop and you're good to go and you're ready to go out and do whatever you're going to do with your nice glowed bronzed face. But if you are going to put on your wig now, this is kind of what I would do next. So I'm going to take wig grip, wig cap, whatever you're going to wear. And it's up to you. You can put this on before you start or now. But I'm going to take this. I'm going to put this here where I would wear it, right on my hairline. And this also helps you really see where the wig's going to sit. I'm just going to take that brush we were using for the first step. I'm going to go in with that same color. And I'm just going to put a little bit more here. And I'm literally, like you can see, I'm putting the brush like onto this because I'm just trying to get really focused in on this area more than anything. It doesn't have to come down as far. And you can just throw, I hand wash these, like when I wash my beauty blenders and stuff, I just wash these too. You can throw them in the washer. I would not dry them, but they do have Velcro on them, so I wouldn't throw them. I would hand wash them, but they technically can't go in I would not try them. And I'm just gonna add a little bit more there, and I'll show you why. It might look a little bit more drastic to you if you aren't wearing a wig, which is why I kind of said you don't have to add as much here. But when you wear a wig, it really kind of helps because a lot of times the lace on the wig is a little bit darker than my skin tone because I'm relatively fair skinned. So it usually doesn't always match 100% for me. So a good way to cheat that is bronzing. And I will show you what I mean. Give me 1 second. I just got a clipper on here. This is Eve, by the way. She's a really cute, just chocolatey brown wig. Just gonna fix her here. And now you can see that like, oh, I'm gonna clip her underneath. All right. And that just kind of helps blend her in here. And once you get her on, if you feel like, I'm not gonna glue her down, so she's gonna have like weird flaps happening here. But if you feel like you need to put a little bit more, I would just take some type of clip here, clip her up, and then you can always go back in too. So you can do this with the wig on or without. I like to do it without it on first so I can really make sure I'm getting the whole area. And then it just kind of helps blend it in. And you can come down here if you feel like you need to, especially if you're gonna like wear it up or anything like that. And it just really helps kind of blend this in, and it gives me a little bit more color there, especially when I'm wearing darker wigs. I feel like darker wigs can sometimes wash you out if you don't have some type of bronzer or something on to give you some of that. But yeah, that's it. It's not crazy hard. It's not complicated. Like I said, if you're nervous about doing it, start with a lighter shade and work your way up to a shade that you really feel comfortable with. So I hope this was helpful. If you guys have any questions or any other ideas for any makeup videos or anything that you guys are really wanting to focus on and learn, let me know in the comments below. I always love trying to do videos for you guys that are things you want to learn, because that's what I'm always looking for when I go searching for videos too. And I know it can be very overwhelming when there's so much out there. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you are new to my channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and make sure you hit the notification bell. That way you get notifications on any videos I do in the future. Give me a like on this video. I would really appreciate it. And thanks for hanging out with me, guys. And I'll see you on the next video.